One. Hi, folks. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. Thank you for watching. We so appreciate you guys and for subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Mike Morales here in sunny Southern California. That gentleman out there is.
Hi everyone, I'm Felipe de Herrera and I'm in the evening time of Essex.
Essex.
Village life.
Yeah, he is our UK correspondent, or our UK tequila jockey, as we like to call them. And Felipe and I have been intrigued and bamboozled by this brand new one. You've probably seen if you're watching us in the UK or Australia or Germany, wherever you folks are watching in the European unions and non-union members now at this point. This is Prospero Tequila. And the big deal behind this brand is that it's a female master distiller, and a British celebrity is behind this brand or endorses the brand and is part of she's the creative. What did I say she was? A creative
She's
officer?
creative partner.
The creative partner.
Yeah, I tell you what, she designed the bottles though. I mean, kudos for that. I love the packaging.
It's got a great hand feel.
Mm.
I like the bottle and I like the packaging. And what we're gonna normally do is we're just gonna taste the juice, then we'll give you all the tequila marketing happy talk. So bear with us. I'm gonna pour mine in a Stossel Rito that I normally use for mezcal. I like the wider mouth on this one, and Felipe is using his tequila one. I'm gonna pour some. I'm gonna pour a bigger than normal. Bigger than normal than I normally do. For a lot of reasons. If you've watched the Blanco, if you've watched the Blanco video, you understand why.
Mm.
It's very light in color, pale.
You beat me to it. It's very much, isn't it, sir?
Do they tell us how long it's being aged?
6 months in a new oak cask, new barrel.
That's a new barrel? Wow. That's interesting. It's got some thick legs and tears. It's pretty to look at. I will say that. So was the Blanco. I didn't smell the cork on this one.
Oh, that's. I don't want to be drawn in like I did with the Blanco. Smell good. That's very smooth, isn't it? It's a lot.
I'm still getting that highlighted orange oil.
Yeah.
Now it's more prominent because the wood notes are bringing it up.
Yeah, that's more. See, I never really detected that till later on in the day with the Blanco, but this is definitely more prominent.
Yeah, and that's due to the barrel. I'm sure. I'm surprised that it's so light, and they're saying that they're not used. They're new.
New, yeah. I've written it down on my notes for it. It was only off of that POS that they sent.
They gave us so many notes. Each of the varietals has its own sell sheet, or as we call it, point of sale material. Okay. All right. Wow, that's a strong orange nose or citrus. Very, very strong. I'm getting more alcohol too, and that's probably because of the barrel as well.
Yeah.
Let me.
It's sweeter. It's a bit of a kind of vanilla in there.
It says rested in new oak barrels. That's weird for me, just because of the color. Because you would look at the color and go, maybe it's an older barrel. I'm not sure. But if you're getting any color on my camera, folks, it's very pale. Again, beautiful legs and tears, and they're not super clingy. Not like we've seen in some añejos.
Should we dive in?
Yeah, because it's single faceted. All I'm getting is that highlighted orange oil. That's what I'm getting, or grapefruit. Wow. Yeah, let's dive in. What the heck?
See, that's all right. Yeah, that'll do. There's a nice bit of spice on that. The kickback that you had on the Blanco is more subtle. It's still there.
Right.
It's not so predominant. I think I said before, being a bit kind of like. I mean, I'm a fan of vodka, so that's why I used vodka as the point of reference. It's not as strong like that. It's still there, but it's been pushed down.
Yeah, it's been toned down because of the wood. Um, it's interesting for me because it's almost like I'm getting a clash of the orange oil I determined was not natural, coming from the Blanco, and the wood notes. The wood notes, when they take over, they're very pleasant. They're very pleasant wood notes.
That citrus taste to it. It's there.
Taste.
It's getting you right in the chest.
Yeah, it's not, again, not part of the finish, folks. That bitterness does not. Well, I said that with the Blanco. It's not part of the finish.
See, when that aspect of it kind of dissipates and you're left with everything afterwards. Yeah, that's all right. But there's still this underlying kind of like acid reflux kind of. I don't know. I mean, the flavor's all right. I'm not blown away by it.
No, I'm not either. Yeah, I have heard it said from other people, how do you detect additives? Well, you spend a lot of time um, pulling them out. And I have heard that some people actually have an adverse reaction to some additives. Now, here's the deal with additives, folks. I know it's a big stink right now. It's no big deal. The normas, the rules and regulations of the tequila process allow for 1% of additives as long as they are not harmful to humans. So technically, what you're just reacting to something that is, I've never seen you react to this, to anything we've had. And when I've thrown everything at Felipe in the last 2-3 years, when we have him on, and we've run the gamut this year from Sotol, Mezcal, to tequila, to Mexican rum. So he's had that experience, and not one of these has given him that. You haven't complained one time.
No, it's bizarre. I'll put it that way. I don't, like I said with the Blancos, it's the kind of thing. It's vodka-ish. It's a reaction, like it's maybe the way what vodka is produced compared to this.
Well, vodka's.
I'm not being sold on it.
Yeah, I'm not either. But I will say that this is probably very cocktail forward. It's mixable. Each one of these brands, each one of these expressions has its own signature recipe. And I think there's even there's one dedicated to Rita Ora called a Rita Rita, which I think is clever. I like it. Now that again, as I let this sample get down a little further, I'm getting more of the notes of the caramel, more of the vanilla, and that smells natural to me. That smells more like the barrel.
It is. The further down, the the fruit, let's say the orange oil, isn't so prominent, and you're kind of getting a bit more of the earth out of it.
Oh, you know what?
You've got to get through this oil first.
Let's do this. Let's do my acid test. I'm going to diffuse it in my hands. Guys, you know how to do this when you do aftershave or pre-shave. Well, everybody except Felipe. He doesn't aftershave. We go jazz hands.
My head.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, huh? Yeah. All right. Let's smell. That's what we got. Oh, that doesn't smell good at all. It smells like wood. It smells like wood. Wait. See, that's the weird part about, we got on the Blanco when we did this, I got like wet cement or clay. And that's a good sign when you get that.
That's a nice wood smell. That's
Yeah, I'm just getting wood. I'm getting 2x4. That's what I'm getting.
Wild balsa.
Yeah, right.
It's like I really want to like it. I really want to go. This is fantastic, but
there's a little bit of I know that Eric Zandona, our other tequila jockey, he when he does that, he looks for the stickiness, the tackiness in his hands, and there is a little bit. Now that could be from the glycerin, okay? Because that's allowed too. Glycerin is allowed. It happens naturally in distillation, but some barrels, some barrels that's how you do cognac. That's how you do rum. Sometimes, you roll the barrel and roll the glycerin, so it coats the barrel. It's a slight tackiness, not a lot, and the legs and tears didn't cling a bunch, but it's mostly wood. So it passes this test, except for the little tackiness, little stickiness that you get.
There's a bit more pepper in it as you go down, just coming on the top of the palate.
I gotta say, the more time you spend with it, and I'm using the Stasso Jarrito that's got a wider mouthfeel, wide mouth surface, and Felipe's using the one for tequila. The further down you go, the more of the wood notes come up, and it's pleasant. It's really it's pretty. It's nice. The vanilla and the butterscotch and maybe even a toasted almond. I'm just not sure how much toast this thing has because it's really light in color.
Yeah, it's not much to it, is there?
No.
It's what if I was to pour this for someone, I'll tell you what I'll do. I would drink half of it before I gave them the glass. Stick at the bottom bit. Just take the bit off the top, like take the
like scraping the cream off the milk. Yeah.
I was going to say that, but cream tends to be regarded as the nice bit. The good bit.
Okay. Well, as opposed to the reverse here in this shit.
Yeah, I mean now there's.
I'm.
That's all right. There's a bit. You still got that kind of artificial part coming over the top, but it's palatable, quite palatable like this.
Yes.
The further down, it's a nice bit of vanilla coming out, but.
I know we're 13 minutes in. Let me give you the ins and outs, okay? So you haven't watched the Blanco review. This is manufactured at. Let me give you all that ins and outs. Of course, we know that Rita Ora is attached to it. This is Gnome 1437. It is Tequila Don Roberto, which Pierce Brosnan is doing now. Ironically, I know. I liked him as James Bond. I loved him as Remington Steele. But anyway, that's another story.
Yeah, that's a whole other episode.
That's a whole other episode. I'm trying to get them. I'm trying to get those also. I don't know if we're going to get it or not. But anyway, the master distiller of this brand is Stella Anguiano, and she's of course a female master distiller. Now let me give you the official tasting notes so you get an idea. Bright ripe green pear, and citrus against a backdrop of slow roasted agave. Very little oak influence and manages to delight with fresh mineral and orange rind. I'll buy that, but I don't know if it's.
Not one of us has mentioned, even with the Blanco, that we tasted any agave.
No. I smelled it. Remember when I smelled the cork on the Blanco and I smelled the bottle. But after that, I got everything but. Mexican cinnamon, which is interesting they would say that, banana, and a powerful, earthy, natural finish.
I get the banana. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find me on that.
Yeah. And they recommend, in a Paloma. The other thing too that we found it was a bit different. Felipe has a 700 ml bottle. I have a 750 for the United States. Let me read you what it says on the label. Stella Anguiano, Prospero's master distiller, has been crafting tequila in Jalisco for 30 years, and at the Orendine Family Distillery for over 20. Here, Anguiano has perfected the art of tequila making from roasting of agave hearts, hand-selected, and I can't read the rest of this because they have a logo. They have the horse logo on it.
It's a great bottle. The labeling is fantastic.
Yeah, I really like the packaging. I do. I don't know if you can even see that. That's kind of got the name on the bottle. It's a hexagonal bottle. Here's the top of the cork. I don't disagree that Stella has got 30 years in the business. I believe it. This distillery, Don Roberto, was an Orendine, if you're familiar with the Orendine family. And she has her signature on the bottle as well. Okay, so she signs every bottle. Reposado tequila is softly roasted in softly rested in new oak barrels for 6 months, and has a lightly golden tone and rich round notes of vanilla, white flowers, and lingering spice. I'll buy all that. Made with 100% blue agave grown in the lowlands of Jalisco, it's made for sipping over ice. So they make these recommendations so that we don't do that. We sip these things at room temp, and we really spend probably more time than we actually should for you guys who are still watching us. And Tequila Don Roberto is known to have a diffuser on site. Okay, and as I mentioned in the Blanco review, there's two ways to use a diffuser. One is the most unpopular way, where you use it with using hydrochloric acid for maximum extraction of sugars. The beauty of a diffuser is you can use 2 to 4 year old agave, so you're not using mature agave most often. And the second way to use it is as a glorified shredder, where you're just using hot water. How they're doing the process, I don't know. You see pictures of the agave in the background, where you see Rita Ora walking with Stella together, and there's some sizable piñas in the background. Is it Photoshop? Is it real? Is it Memorex? I don't know. I think
maybe it's Maybelline.
You think it's Maybelline? Okay. Yeah, could be. All the other notes that they describe on this Reposado are there, but you have to let it open up and let it sit there, because up front they don't come at you right away.
No, I poured myself another one, and
we had to do that with the Blanco. We had to pour 2 shots, which is weird. We never do that.
And it's the second one. There's definitely a sweetness coming through on it, but it's not related to the orange. There's a bit of banana in there and caramel, but it's not related to that either. It's a sweetness that you get on a few others I've had.
I believe that she's got 30 years of experience. I do believe it because this is probably the most subtle diffuser tequila I've had in a long time. How they're using it, I don't know. Don't care. I'm just letting you guys know about it. If you like what you taste and you've had it before and what you use it with, tell us in the comments. You know, I just have this, you know, when you hold, I don't have any pepper. I don't. It says Mexican cinnamon. I've had Mexican cinnamon. You can go to get it in any bodega in town, in probably your town, for that matter, and definitely in London. Cinnamon, Mexican cinnamon has a lot more punch.
There's nothing that remotely resembling cinnamon.
Yeah, we're not even getting like red hot, you know, cinnamon like we do from the barrels. Sometimes the barrels will give us those.
I mean, there's a bit of spice, but
Right.
it's you know, we've had stuff and you say there's a bit of allspice and there's a, you know, like you can kind of like at least get an idea.
Or something. Yeah, but
this is just, it's better. I prefer it to the Blanco. I'll give it that. So Rita, you've done it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think over the Blanco, the Repo, and you know what? And I am expecting that the Añejo is going to taste even better. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's our take on Prospero. You know, if you've seen it and you've had it, please tell us what you think about it in the comments. You know, certainly, it's if nothing else, it's a great gateway tequila for you know for your friends, and it's very mixable. Each one of the sell sheets has a recipe. You know, you put it in the Paloma and you're good. You know, so
we have a singer over here called Paloma Faith.
Oh yeah, well there you go.
Rita or Paloma Faith.
Okay. But that's our take on Prospero. Stick with us, folks. We'll be back with the Prospero Añejo. You have been watching, listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. Hey, follow us on Instagram. We're all over the place. Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube. If you're watching us, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Give us a like. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely, my friends.